welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 3rd March 2025. So let's get started with our discussion. And actually before seeing that articles, I want to make a small announcement. We in Rathods Science Academy, we are going to start new batch for Prelims cum Mains Foundation. And if you're interested to take this UPSC coaching, or if you want to become an IAS or IPS officer, you can contact us. And we are providing both on online and as well as offline. So if you want to talk to me directly, you can come to the institute, which is located exactly above Vikas Book Center, that is second and third floor opposite to Sub-Registrar Office, and you can talk to me. Or else if you want to text, you can text on the number 8074765513. Okay, if you have any queries regarding the courses, you can contact us on the number so that you can get the details of this course. And now let us see the first article. Okay, see the title, guys. So title says EC to remove all duplicate voter ID numbers. So the key word here is EC, that is Election Commission, and we have one more keyword, that is duplicate voter ID. Okay, let me write here. So first one is Election Commission, next one is duplicate voter IDs. So these are the two keywords that you can see in this article. So EC, that is nothing but Election Commission of India, where you will be seeing in your GS paper 2 under polity subject, you will be reading about this Election Commission of India. And here what are the basics you have to see? You have to open your Lakshmikant book and you have to see some basics of this Election Commission. So you have to see about members of Election Commission of India, and you have to see what is the appointment process. What is the appointment process, and you have to see eligibility criteria and as well as removal process. And actually you have to keep star mark for this Election Commission of India this year, because lots of issues regarding this appointment of Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners is in news. So you may get a question regarding Election Commission of India in your prelims 2025, and you have to refer this topic thoroughly. And here there is one more keyword, that is duplicate voter ID. So from which subject you can see? From GS paper 2 under governance. So why? Because you know that democracy is very important for any country. So how we can ensure the democracy? So if you are having free and fair elections, we can understand that there is effective democracy. So what happens if duplicate voter IDs are there? That means if the person died, but still there is voter ID on that name, or else if a single person is having 2 or 3 voter IDs, for example, changing of name, changing of address, like that, again it will be affecting our democracy. And even we cannot ensure free and fair elections. Free and fair elections we cannot ensure. So which organization is responsible in our country for providing this free and fair elections? That is obviously Election Commission of India. So to ensure this free and fair elections, now EC took a decision that we are going to remove duplicate voter IDs. Okay, so here what are the dimensions you have to see? First you have to see what is the meaning of duplicate voter IDs. Okay, so what is this duplicate voter IDs, and you have to see some examples. So you may get a question like, consider the following statements regarding duplicate voter IDs, and they will give examples of this voter IDs, and you have to select the right one, so which comes under this duplicate voter IDs. And next you have to see about what is the impact of duplicate voter IDs on our democracy and election making process. And you have to see what are the measures, taken by Election Commission of India regarding free and fair elections. And last one is you have to think about what are the measures to be taken, or what is the way forward. So if you see all these things, then your work will be done. So these are the things that you have to refer from both prelims and mains point of view. Okay, now let us see this article. So now Election Commission of India, that is ECI, has announced that they are going to eliminate all duplicate voter ID numbers. Okay, so why? Because ECI wants to ensure voter has a unique identification. So based on that, they are going to eliminate all duplicate voter IDs. And next, if you see some important details which are given in this article, so first important point that you have to remember is the importance of unique voter IDs. So each and every voter has their unique IDs. For example, they will be taking certain parameters of a person while giving voter IDs, right? They will be taking address, they will be taking your fingerprint, sometimes they will be also taking your ID scan. So because of this uniqueness, we want to maintain integrity of electoral process. We want to ensure free and fair election process in our country, and each voter must have a distinct identification so that we will be avoiding confusion during voting. So that here now Election Commission of India, it is going to ensure unique numbers that will reflect understanding of significance of this issue. So what happens whenever there is increasing of duplicate voter IDs? So can we ensure a trust among the people regarding elections? No. So to maintain, to improve this public trust in elections, here this step it is going to be taken by ECI. And next one is we are going to shift towards one platform, that is Aeronet. So please make a note down. ERONET. So this platform which represents significant advancements in the management of electoral rolls. So here there is a chance of getting a question, guys, who are writing 2025 prelims. That is, recently Aeronet is seen in news. So which of the following options best suits it? It is to remove duplicate voter ID cards. Okay, so this is the thing that you have to remember. And actually we are going for digitalizing of this process, and Election Commission wants to streamline voter registration, and they want to get even migration details and as well as deletion of names, so that they are going to reduce human errors which had been occurred in previous manual systems. So actually, if you see your voter IDs, especially earlier, the people who had been registered before this digitalized era, so they used to write everything on the paper, that is manual work will be there. So because of this manual work, lot of times errors will happen. So now they are going for shifting towards this Aeronet platform, so that they are going for corrections of names or deletion of names or voter registration, migration, everything will be there through that platform, so that we can decrease this duplication of voter IDs. And next one here is, even lot of time from people, we are getting allegations regarding political tensions, lack of trust on electoral process, and even many times we can see in the news there is a case against this EVM machines. So people wants to go for uh, alternative than this EVM. They want to go back to the ballot papers, and people are saying that these EVMs had been hacked, so that most of the votes they went to that so and so political parties. So if there is also this issue of increasing of duplication of voter IDs, so this issue will be further exacerbated. So they want to decrease this kind of things, and they want to see the public perceptions and voter turnout. So if we are having this duplication of votes, in that case also, for example, if me, take me as an example, if I have three voter IDs on my name means, so if I am really going to the vote, and if I am going for the casting of my vote, so I can do the vote only in one place. That means in the two places I will be getting absent. That means in this case also there is decreasing of voter turnout in India. So because of this, they want to increase the voter turnout by decreasing of this duplication of voter IDs. So this is also one thing that you have to remember. And even Election Commission wants to address its public concerns, for example, regarding electoral integrity. And how they are going to ensure this? Each voter receives a unique number, and now Commission is taking steps to reassure electorate that their votes not be compromised. And even they are going for technological advancement in elections, that is nothing but Aeronet platform, and they are focusing on improving of technology in electoral process as well, so that we can increase digitalization, and as well as we can adopt such kind of platforms that will be more secure, and as well as we can ensure free and fair elections. So that's the thing that you have to remember. And now let us see the next article. See, the title, it is very important. In a first private spacecraft lands upright on moon. So this article is very important. Why? Because you all know that there is increasing of privatization in space sector. So even India also, we are we are supporting this private sector in space. So actually this article is saying that one company from US which had landed its spacecraft on moon, and it is a private spacecraft. So because of this, whenever you are writing any answer regarding, so what are the steps taken by the government for improving of privatization of space sector, you can add this example as a case study. Okay. And now you can write about the details of this spacecraft. Firefly Aerospace successfully landed its Blue Ghost spacecraft on the moon. So here you may get a question recently, Blue Ghost spacecraft is in news. And they will ask you like consider the following statements. And they may say ISRO space mission. It is not ISRO, it is US. And this one is, it is the space mission to sun. No, it is a space mission to moon. So like that UPSC will be giving some statements to confuse you. Okay, so this Blue Ghost spacecraft is US and it is a spacecraft on moon. And one more thing that you have to remember is, it is second private lunar landing and the first to achieve its upright position. And this mission is also going to help NASA's Artemis program. And even you may get questions regarding this Artemis program. Okay, and this NASA's Artemis program, which aims to reduce cost, which is associated regarding lunar exploration, that is moon's missions. Now let us see the important details. The first point you have to remember is, it is an innovative landing technique. So because of the successful upright of landing of this Blue Ghost, which says that yes, they took some advancements in this space technology, especially in the spacecraft technology and even autonomous navigation. So because of this, we can understand that whenever we are improving technology, obviously we can pave a way for the future private lunar missions. And this one here is, so this mission, it is a partnership between both NASA and as well as one private sector. So that means we can understand that whenever we are coming up with partnership, obviously that is between some private space agencies and as well as government agency, we can reduce the cost and we can improve the competition and we can also enhance the capabilities so that we can achieve ambitious goals. And next one here is, so this planned observation of total eclipse and lunar sunset, which signifies the mission's dual purpose. So actually what is the importance of this mission is, it wants to study this lunar surface whenever there is total eclipse. So in eclipse topic, you will be seeing about total eclipse, partial eclipse, annular eclipse, right? So total eclipse is nothing but whenever it is sun is completely blocked, right? That is called as total eclipse. So they are going for observation during this total eclipse and as well as lunar sunset. So because of this, they are going for a special lunar exploration during this time of eclipse, and it will be very much helpful for scientific research. Okay, so that is the thing. And if you see some facts regarding this Firefly Aerospace Blue Ghost lander, okay, it is a mission, it is having an important aim to deliver 10 advanced instruments for NASA on this lunar surface. So as I said, it is a collaboration between NASA and as well as private company. They want to deliver 10 advanced instruments of NASA onto this lunar surface. And these instruments, what they'll do, they will collect dust from this lunar, that means on the moon, whatever the dust is there, they are going to collect. They are going to collect the soil, and as well as they will also take some extra missions, and even they will be taking details of navigation satellites and as well as computer radiation shielding. So all these are the instrument and as well as the theme of this mission. And this mission is part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services Initiative. So you may also get question regarding this, so please make a note. NASA CLPS, what is it? So just Google it and try to write the points. And how this mission is going to help this NASA's Artemis program. So actually this mission now, which aligns with NASA's Artemis program by leveraging commercial partnership, so that they will be developing some essential hardware like instruments which are helpful for collecting of the dust and as well as soil, etc. So that it will be helpful for collecting of this scientific data at a very reduced cost. And even this also supports the broader goal of establishing sustainable human presence on the moon in the later this decade. And even this Artemis program, it is nothing but the series of the programs on the moon. and they are going for establishing of long-term human presence, whether humans, if they go to moon, whether they can continue their life or not. So that study is done by this NASA's Artemis program, and this program goal is also including like landing the first woman and the person of color on the moon. And even later on, this mission also wants to send humans to Mars. So this is about this NASA's Artemis program. So whenever they are sending this kind of instruments to the space, so they will be collecting the samples and they will be doing some research so that they can understand whether that environment is suitable for the long-term presence of humans on this moon or not. It is one of the aim of this NASA's Artemis program. So because of this, these two programs have some interlinking. And now let us see the next article. Title says, research team discovers 2 more species of jumping spiders in wildlife sanctuary in Kerala. So what are the things that you have to see from this article? So whenever there is any animal species or any plant species or anything, microorganism also, if it is in news, you have to note down it and you have to refer that. So you may get question every year in your prelims 2025. Keep that in your mind. So this is thumb rule in environment. You will be getting 17 to 20 questions for sure. So in that one pakka 100% question will be on species. So if you don't believe me, you can check the questions of 2024, 2023, 2022, 21, 20. So every year there will be a question regarding one species in news. Okay. So last time the question regarding cicada. Cicada is an insect. Okay. So now let us see this article. So before that, what are the keywords that you have to see? You have to see the spiders and you have to see wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so if you see your static syllabus of your environment, you will be coming across this thing: national parks, biosphere reserves, and as well as wildlife sanctuaries. So you will be studying about which area is called as national park, which area is called as biosphere reserves, and which area is called as wildlife sanctuary. So what are the criteria that you have to see? What is the difference between this national park, biosphere reserve, and wildlife sanctuaries? And you have to see the number, how many are there. Okay, biosphere reserve, how many are there, wildlife sanctuaries, how many are there in total India. And you have to update like what are the recent changes from last 1 year. So if there is any losing of status of national park happened, or if there are any adding of national parks or adding of wildlife sanctuaries or removing of wildlife sanctuaries, you have to focus on this. So in this area also you can get a question. Okay, like so and so national park is in news, in which state it is located, and it is a very deadly, like ABCD options will be there, and humans, they have a tendency, like if they say this simple ABCD questions, they have to try to attempt it. If you are attempted wrong, then you will be getting into the negative marking. Okay, so by that UPSC will play a game with the mindset of the students, and you have to be very careful. So see this basic criteria from your static syllabus. This is your homework. And next one here is, let us see the species. What is it? So a collaborative research involving University of Kerala reported that they discovered 2 new species of spiders, and that too they are jumping spiders. So you know, you might have already seen the spiders in your home. They will be making the net and they will lay the egg, and if you touch that spider web, so it will be like sticky, it will be attaching to your fingers. That means why the spiders will be making this uh, web is to attract the insects. So actually they are having very sedentary lifestyle, the spiders. So they will make this net so that it will be having some sticky substances. If there is any insect which is there in that area, if it is falling on that, it will be attaching to that web. So after attaching to that web, this spider will be injecting enzymes into that insect. So it will be not eating directly. So after injecting enzymes into that insect body, it will be start digesting. So whenever the digesting process is happening, so that body will be converted into liquid. Then the spider will come and it will just suck that liquid. So spider will not eat this insect directly. Okay, so that is the reason why the spider will be building its own web. So actually this is talking about jumping spiders. Jumping spiders means they can jump from one place to another place. That means with the normal sedentary life of spider, and these spiders will be having different system of mechanism of collecting food, everything. So you have to see the difference between normal spiders and as well as jumping spiders. So from this point of view, UPSC will be giving questions like how they will give questions, consider the following statements regarding jumping spiders. And they will give statements regarding jumping spiders. So what are they? So how many legs will be there? Normally spiders will be having legs only, it will not have wings. So in this jumping spider, if they are jumping means they need to have the wings. And what is the body color, what is the structure, and what is the lifestyle of that spider, they may ask the question. So in this way you have to be prepared while you are reading your current affairs. Okay. So where they find? They find in this Shendurne Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, they find in this Shendurle Wildlife Sanctuary in state of Kerala. Again, there is a chance of getting question. Shendurle Wildlife Sanctuary recently seen in news. Which species had been identified? Or else they may ask in which state it is located. In state means nothing but Kerala, and which species they identified? Jumping spider. And this was the first time the genus had been recorded from India. So actually, normally this spider is seen in Sri Lanka and other parts of subcontinent. Now it is coming to, it is seen in Kerala. That means there is a migration of this species happening. Okay, so it is because of mainly climate change. So you have to see that. And which are those two species? That is Epidalexia falciformis and Epidalexia palustris. They are all the two species that had been found in this Kerala. Okay, and they gave like what are the distinctive characteristics. They are like they have prominent yellow triangular shaped mark on this prosoma, that is nothing but the front part of the body of females, and they are having unique copulatory organs in both males and females. So because of their flying, so there is a one difference that we can find from the normal spiders and this spiders is they are having different copulatory organs. Copulatory organs are nothing but the reproductive organs. Okay, so that is the thing. And even there is no sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism means after seeing that we can identify which is female and which is male. But here females exhibit similar coloration with that of male. So there is no sexual dimorphism also. And now let us see the next article. Title says 40% of population does not have access to education in language they understand. So from where you can see this article in GS paper 2 we have governance, in that we have health, education, etc. Right? So this topic is about your education, which is there directly in the title. So this article is very important, of course. So what is this title is saying that? Yes, 40% of population, they are not having access to the language they understand. For example, what is this title meaning? What is this title means? For example, if you are joined in English medium, okay, so if you don't know English, can you understand what they are teaching in English language? No, that is this thing. For example, you are from Marathi is your mother tongue, but if you have joined in this English medium, then the classes will be taken on English, so you cannot understand properly what the teacher is teaching in the class. So that is the thing which is happening. That means here you can understand that teaching is not happening in mother tongue. That is the thing, that is the inference that you can get from this title. So what you have to see? You have to see about education in India, and you have to see about this 3 language policy. So in India we have 3 language policy. So even if you have completed your SSC, you will be having first language, second language and third language, right? So normally you will be having subjects like English will be there and your mother tongue will be there. Apart from that, even Hindi language will be also, Hindi or Sanskrit, that will be there, right? So that is called as 3 language policy. So actually what is this article is saying that there is one report. So this report which says about this data regarding globally, that means across the globe, so it is giving the information. So according to this report from UNESCO Global Education Monitoring, that is GEMT, it says that 40% of people across the globe, they are not getting access to education in a language they can speak and they can understand. So this issue is even more pronounced in low and middle income countries. In low and middle income countries, so they are not having access to the language of teaching. For example, there is 90% of students, they are not getting access to the education which they know. And especially if you see the details, it is saying that, so this statistic is saying that globally 40% of students, they are not having access. That means it is affecting their learning abilities. It is affecting their cognitive abilities. An entire community, an entire nation will be getting affected. And even because of poverty and marginalization, this has been further exacerbated. And next important point is multilingual education is a solution. So this report is recommending that rather than going for a single medium institution, so we can go for implementing multilingual education policies. For example, Telugu medium, Marathi medium, English medium, Hindi medium, like that. So whatever the languages that are there in the state, we can go for multiple education policies, or like multilingual education we can go. And we can also advocate education system that recognize and that utilize learners home language. That means we have to teach in their mother tongue, so that we can create more inclusive and more effective learning environments. And even we are having lot of challenges. So if you are going for multilingual, for example, if you take this coaching itself, IS coaching, so there will be some students from Kerala, some students from Tamil Nadu, some students from Delhi, some students from Assam, and some students from this Telugu states like Telangana and AP. So if I have to go for multilingual, how many students will be there in a single class? So very less. That means expenses will be increasing for an institution, right? So like that, we will be having some implementation challenges. And even if I have to bring this Marathi related teachers, I have to go to Maharashtra and I have to search. I don't know this Maharashtra, I don't know this Marathi, so how can I analyze whether they will be teaching according to the UPSC standards or not? So here, even limited teacher capacity is also one important challenge, and unavailability of teaching materials in different languages is also very difficult. And even students, if you want to prepare for UPSC in Telugu also, we don't get proper material in the market as you get in the English, right? So these are the problems we will be having. And even one more point which highlighted by this article is historically lot of disparities you are seen in this linguistic. That means this report which mainly says that linguistic challenges are mainly faced by the people here today. It is having roots from the history. So why? Because if you see the modern history, so in that modern history, you know that yes, British annexed India and British started ruling India, right? So that time, so what was the language they used? English. And even whenever the Christian missionaries came to India, they promoted English. So whatever the disparities now we are having, so we have roots with the history. So historical context is very crucial for understanding the current educational disparities. Okay, so especially because of this thing, so especially marginalized local languages have become marginalized and even vulnerable now. And even if you see in this Telugu state, so how many schools are providing this education in Telugu medium? Very, very less. Okay, so here whatever the local languages are there now, they had been disadvantaged because of historical connection of linguistic disparities in India. And next one is there is also impact of migration on education. So as you all know that many people will be getting migrated from rural areas to urban areas. I think many of you also got migrated from rural areas to urban areas in to get proper education. For example, to get quality education, obviously you will be moving to the urban areas, or else to get into jobs, or like to get the coaching also, you will be migrating from one place to another place. So because of this also, there is a more linguistic diversity in the class than before. So that what happens, so because of this diversity, it is leading to increasing of challenges for educators to make them learn and to make them understand the concepts. And next one here is, even India came up with this policy called as National Education Policy in 2020, and it is focusing on supporting of multilingual education at least till their 8th standard. But even though from many states they are getting opposition, so in each and every state they not implemented this in AP equally. Okay, actually it came up in year 2020, but we are in 2025. Still many states they are opposing this national education policy. Okay, so this is the thing that you can remember, guys. And see the next article, renowned artist Himmat Shah dies of heart attack at 92. So students who are preparing for interview, you will be getting questions for sure regarding famous personalities who died recently. At least normally interviews start in the month of January. So based on the number of panels, now we have very less number of interview panels, so that till April 17th we have interviews of UPSC. So if you are having more number of panels, then the interviews will be done by the end of March itself. So at that time, at least see this kind of articles if you are preparing for your interview. And even from prelims also you can get questions. So actually this person, he did lot of research, and even he is very much famous for IVC related things. Okay, actually he was born in like Gujarat Lothal region in 1933, and he introduced to terracotta art and other objects from IVC. So actually IVC is seen highly in news because of script decipher. Okay, recently Tamil Nadu Chief Minister announced lot of money for the person who deciphers this IVC, and again one renowned person regarding this IVC died. So for sure, pakka 100% regarding 2025 prelims, you may get question regarding IVC. Okay, and next article, it is about the student and three language debate. Okay, so this article is talking about three language policy. Already 2 days back I gave you the detailed notes regarding this three language policy. Just go through that. So if you are new to this, then what are the dimensions you have to see? What is this three language policy? And you have to see important provisions or features of this policy, and you have to see what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages. If you do this, then your work is done, guys. That's it. So these are the important topics that appeared in our today's Hindi newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and please do like this class and share this class, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathods Academy.